I do it higher? My son.
Well, you know, he read his book. He comes out, he tells me he comes out with his books.
Thank you.
That we have taken the name the Druid Project because Druid in the old language is by many translated as meaning tree-wise. Dru being the root word for tree. The Druid Project started this time around last summer when Matthew Wood, who wrote the book, the Herbal, what is it?
Book of Herbal Wisdom.
Book of Herbal Wisdom and whatever. I met him at one point and we definitely looked eye to eye on how to deal with the plant kingdom. He gave Gregory my name and said, look her up in Volver. And that was the outer little click that was necessary in order to get the Druid Project on the way. Maybe I should introduce you a little bit more first and then talk a little about myself. Gregory has studied agriculture, horticulture, herbalism, and so many forms of energetic healing at various points in his life. He has, as you see in the little brochure that some of you got, of which I didn't bring enough, you may see in there the people he trained with were Michael Moore and go on.
Matthew Wood.
Matthew.
Elliot Cowan of Plant Spirit Medicine. David Dalton. And a woman named Grandma Bertha Redder, who was a native elder of the Southern Ute Nation.
And you do work with herbs and flower essences, and you do energy work and in many different ways and forms. What intrigued me myself around making a project available were two things. The first one is a lifelong preoccupation really with the plant kingdom as to what do plants mean for us. I offered for about a decade in Europe workshops that were fueled also by my love for alchemy. I'm actually a laboratory alchemist and I translated a book for that. And I was a co-founder of the Philosophers of Nature, which brought alchemical teachings to America. The being of trees has always, has always been like central to my vision of nature. And you will see over there a little picture that I painted when we conceived of the Druid Project. And that's really, it is as if there is the round of the nature kingdom and of the plant kingdom, and right in the middle is that world tree, is that tree that reflects so incredibly the equality of what is above, that is below. What is within, that is without, the old Hermetic axioms. The Druid Project is also a project to create a new pharmacopoeia, which is a compendium of herbal knowledge. When you go on the web today or research the library, you will find that there's a US pharmacopoeia available. Every country actually has theirs. Compendium of all knowledge that was gathered and put together, very top-heavy right now in our time on pharmacological research, on biochemical research, and on basic chemistry of plants and studies that are done on the healing powers of different ingredients of the plant. Coming from such an experiential background, that was never fully satisfying to me. Coming from a spiritual background, moreover, and being very woven into Hermeticism, what was missing for me was a real emphasis of the more metaphysical, the subtle, the intuitive knowledge that we can gather from the plant kingdom and from the trees. So the vision of creating a new compendium, a new pharmacopoeia, that would really reflect both the inner and the outer, the physical and the metaphysical, is at the core of the Druid Project for me. The second one is to do a co-creative fellowship. I have all my life been looking for what I call the grail of business. Being an economist, of course, we all look for that which creates abundance in our lives, which at the same time is based on a sharing and not a philosophy of scarcity, which is based on giving and receiving rather than having and holding. So I will talk about that later a little bit more, which format these fellowships that we are putting together will have. To very shortly say, we will start on the equinox with the first fellowship. We will select 12 people for each fellowship. They basically come on board and go on a journey together, on a journey of discovering the wisdom of trees. And I will also talk about the method a little later. But first now I would like you to share what for you is at the core of your involvement with the Druid Project and helping and being involved in developing it.
Thanks. At the core of it is, for me, just a group of people coming together and sitting together with our friends, the trees. I'd say our brothers and sisters in nature. And asking them for help, or asking them for a little different type of knowledge than we normally get from the pharmacopoeia. And we know just trees in nature and plants, generally speaking, being so generous, they have given us so much. I mean, if you think about it, their abundance of giving us when we ask. They just flourish us with all types of things, everything from food, to fuel, to clothing, to furniture, to housing, to medicine, to could even say aesthetics, to just walking amongst the trees. What is it? You go into nature and just like walk amongst the trees, or around the lake, or walking on the beach. People feel something there. They get rejuvenated. They get enlivened. And so nature, the trees, the plants, the elements and so forth are constantly, literally yelling at us. We can say that. They're giving us so much. And so the Druid Project, and what we're looking to do is a group of people coming together and just asking the trees and sitting with the trees and getting to know them, first and foremost as friends, connecting with them, attuning with them. And based on a relationship, they're no different than someone else, just a human that you may have not met before. And you go up to them and you say, "Hi, how are you? My name is," you may even offer a little gift or something that indigenous people often come around nature and they often give them some type of gift or something like that. Or whatever, you're approaching them just in a way that, in a friendship way. And based on that relationship, the trees, the plants would be more than willing to give us something else. More information, more knowledge, a deeper medicine. You can even say a spiritual knowledge, something that will touch us deeper than of the really important things is learning how to listen in nature. That's like, for me, you know, it's a lot of my teachers have, you know, said, well, one of the most important things is learning how to listen when you're out there. And that is actually a doorway into nature that will allow us to be with them and experience the trees and get to know them more. So that, to me, that's the flavors or the essence of what the Druid Project is and what we're doing and coming together in a group. And it's not just me or Corinne, it's the whole group that will come together and sit with the trees. Because there's something that is generated